Hey everyone, my name's Drew, and we are here. This is going to be week 3 of our Saffron Battle Network matches, and this is going to be a really fun one. It's going to be really tough. I think we have a decent matchup here, but he has a Mega Gyarados that's going to be really scary, and it does have a few immunities to my Zeraora. It's just going to be a matter of trying to match up decently well, but like I said, I think we have this matchup. Okay, we are finally here, and we see an Electivire, Gyarados, Tapu Bulu, Cofagrigus, Latias, and Drapion. Okay, so more or less everything that I expected, except I did expect instead of the Drapion him to bring a Diggersby. So this is interesting, because my Zeraora still has a decent matchup. It has an okay matchup. This kind of makes me want to lead off. My Zeraora is banded, by the way, but this honestly just kind of makes me want to lead off with Noivern. My Noivern is Scarfed. It can U-turn out. It can threaten most things. I feel like that's the way to go here. I feel like that would be the way to go. It gives you those pivoting options, except maybe for the Scizor. What would he have for the Scizor? Not much. Scizor can pretty freely U-turn. Gotta be aware of HP Ice, probably on... or HP Fire, probably on the Latias. Yeah, no, I think the Noivern would be the better option here. The Noivern, I think, would be the better option here. This matchup is not as good as I had initially hoped. So, okay, my Banded Zeraora. My thinking was that, in most cases, it can just click Close Combat and get a big hit on whatever wants to come in. In particular, if he wants to bring in the Electivire or the Diggersby. But the Cofagrigus being there kind of hurts me a little bit. It just makes me wait a little bit longer until I can just spam Plasma Fist. I don't know. We should be okay. Let's see. Out comes this Noivern. And what do we see? This thing. Could I straight up Draco this thing? It's Scarfed. Interesting. I'm also Scarfed. So he's going to know that right off the jump. But I did want that information on what he would be holding. Drapion. Huh. Unfortunately, Draco needs a little bit more damage. I feel like I'd be fine if I wanted to just U-turn and potentially U-turn into my Donphan here. It would invite like an Ice Fang, like a Scarfed Ice Fang, but he's going to find out that I'm Scarfed as well, but honestly, who cares? I don't really mind here. But he knows that I know that he's Scarfed, which is going to be interesting. This is my first time using a Noivern. This is my first time using a draft Friskmon in general, and I'm really excited about it. Already, it's been a lot of fun just finding what these items are. Like, that was some very useful information, knowing that this thing is Scarfed. I just wanted to reply to that. Good luck, have fun. But yeah, no, I am really curious to see what he does. If anything, he might want to switch out. I mean, I guess Bulu would be a switch in this situation. He does end up switching out, so he's not going to know that I'm Scarfed quite yet, except the fact that he did say in. The Bulu does come in. I'm going to do okay damage to this Bulu, but what would that invite me to bring out? I once again forgot to take a screenshot of the team, so that's unfortunate. That was a crit, but let me see here. It could just invite the Nihilego here. It could just invite the Nihilego here. It would give me a free... The Nihilego would give me a free Sludge Wave, for more or less. What was his Steel type? Heatran. He doesn't have Heatran, so Sludge Wave is darn safe. It's pretty darn safe in this situation. I mean, he could have double Scarf. I would doubt it. I mean, I have double Scarf. My Primarina and my Noivern are both Scarfed. I don't know. I would really doubt that both of them are Scarved. But Scarf Bulu could make sense. Except Scarf Bulu doesn't outspeed a max speed Zeraora, so it might not be the wave here. The switch in would be the Confagrigus. I'm gonna Sludge Wave. If he is Scarfed, then it's super unfortunate, but if he's like, what's the berry? Kebia Berry. Well, let me see. Nihilego against a Confagrigus, and obviously it's going to be resisted, but I don't think it'd be able to. Oh yeah, no, it would be able to eat up that and a Power Gem after that. So that's unfortunate, but I think it's fine. Just getting that damage off that early would be pretty nuts. I very unfortunately did give up Toxic Spikes on my Nihilego to have Psychic for the potential Conkeldurr. I'm kind of regretting that now, but realistically he has the Drapion, so it is what it is. Another obvious switch-in would be the Drapion potentially, but then he'd be pretty much forced into Earthquaking, and then I could bring in the Noivern. Other than that, he just withdraws, fair enough. Seadramon, I don't know what that is. Okay, this is gonna be good damage onto this thing. And, let's see here. Oh, that's well over half. Okay. So that's free Beast Boost territory. Gyarados. That looks like no investment at all. But I outspeed this thing. It is the Zmon. I feel like if I switch it up and go for the Power Gem... Okay, does Mega Gyarados get, like, enough bulk to be able to take that? What's the difference? Oh, yeah, no. Once it Mega Evolves, then it becomes a roll. It becomes a roll once it Mega Evolves. But it's a roll that looks to be in my favor, so I have to click Sludge Wave. It's a chance. Unfortunately, it is a risk, but I feel like it's a risk worth taking right now. It's unfortunately a risk that looks like it's worth taking right now. Let's see. Does Mega Evolve. By the looks of it, I don't think that the increased bulk is going to make a difference here. There's the Sludge Wave. Do we take this out? Because a free Beast Boost here would be pretty huge. We do take it out. Okay, wonderful, wonderful. Now we have a Beast Boost, and not much on his team would want to take this. Oh, and also I unfortunately gave up a move slot on my Nihilego for HP Ground for the Heatran that he didn't bring. Drapion is an obvious switch in because now he knows that I'm not Scarved, and he is Scarved. He can outspeed, go for Earthquake. I still do have the Noivern switch in, so that's a thing as well, but it's not ideal. He could predict me and just go straight up for the Ice Fang. If he really wants to be that real and make that prediction. Bianca comes in. It is a Latias. Okay. Okay. See, part of me doesn't mind giving up my Nihilego for big damage on this thing, because Nihilego is not going to be doing much other than getting like a big hit on Tapu Bulu, but I feel like I have other ways of dealing with Bulu. Depends on how much damage I'm doing here. And I'm up +1. Oh no, I think I gave myself the Speed Beast Boost. Didn't I? I did. I gave myself the Speed Beast Boost. Interesting. So that's what prevented Drapion from wanting to come in, because I outspeed Drapion now. So here's the thing, right? I should take a Psychic, but I don't take a Psyshock. I should take a Psychic. Oh, and this thing outspeeds me too. So that's not ideal. I take a Psychic comfortably. But if he packs the Psyshock, that doesn't necessarily take me out either. That's interesting. I really do want damage on this Latias. What's my answer for Latias? Actually, I'm going to go out into Dawn Fan right now. I have the knockoff on my Dawn Fan, and I would like to get that off, but right now, this looks like a decent enough opportunity to get up rocks, and if it tries to set up Calm Minds in my face, I can roar this thing out. Goes for the Psychic. We are decently specially defensive. Okay. Not taking it as well as I would have liked to, but we will get Grassy Terrain and the... We'll get Grassy Terrain and the Leftovers as well. So, I do want to knock off directly into this thing, but I feel like I should just set up rocks. I mean, Tapu Bulu is an obvious switch in, but I don't know. I feel like rocks is, in the longer run, going to be huge. Even if I do have to give up my Dawn Fan, I wouldn't mind it as much. I don't know. I don't know. Man, I didn't even write down his actual team. I think... this, right? Except instead of... Let me see. What did he bring? Because I should actually write it down. Drapion and Bulu instead of Diggersby and Heatran. Bulu and... what was the other one that I just mentioned? Drapion. Scarf Drapion. And funnily enough, it looks like Knockoff is doing over half if he's decided to stay in. Which is really not much reason to. I did click... yeah, okay, I did click my move. I'm just making sure. Hopefully this is not a disconnection type of situation, but everything looks to be good right now. Just goes for the withdrawal. So this will be rocks. And... I'm not even sure what he would want to remove with. Goes into this thing. This thing's interesting. Why this thing? I mean, if anything, knocking this thing off right now, even though I would have to give up the... and I'm just getting so much recovery back, that I'm going to be able to take hits from this thing decently well. I do have the stab, super effective Earthquake, but I feel like just knocking this thing off, especially for the later game when he can't be scarfed, is just going to be so huge. Let me see, Drapion, because I also don't feel like Earthquake is just gonna straight up OHKO. Oh, Earthquake might OHKO. If he has no defensive investment, it has a very, very small chance to OHKO. No, the better play is always to knock off. I'm just gonna click knock off. It's the better play for the long run. Like I said, I do have a very tiny, tiny chance to OHKO with Earthquake, but... oh, especially now that the Grassy Terrain's gone. Maybe he only brought this in because he thought he was safe under the Grassy Terrain. But, really all that did was... yeah, he might have miscounted turns of Grassy Terrain. That's interesting. I didn't even think of that, but yeah. That is very, very possible. Withdraws. So we will get a round of rocks on that, as we are able to go for a knockoff onto this thing. Finally find out this thing's item. And I'm really curious to see what item this has, in all honesty. Assault Vest. Okay. Okay. Well, I mean, Noivern would be an obvious switch in. And I get all the way back up to full. That's all the way back to sturdy. That is bananas. Okay, I love that. That is hilarious to me. Let me think here. Noivern honestly just handles his team. Noivern honestly does so much to his team. And I think Noivern can come in here safely. Instead, unless he tries to predict me, goes for the Stone Edge, which just seems so unlikely to me. Especially because of the potential Nihilego switch in. Scizor might get a free Swords Dance right now as well. Scizor might be really, really free. Scizor might be really, really free. No, I think the play has to be Noivern. Noivern just has such a decent matchup, especially now that this Bulu doesn't have an Assault Vest. And in all honesty, this Bulu might not even be that offensively invested. We take the Horn Leech decently well. Okay, so that did what? 33 points of damage? Alright, I feel like I need to try to figure some things out. Bulu, we know you were Assault Vested, but were you also offensive? Were you like max HP, max HP, max attack? Okay, with no investment, Horn Leech does 24 to 28 points. And it did 33, so it would have to be max attack as well, I think. Yeah, with max attack, it does 29 to 34 points, and it did 33, so it's probably like adamant or something. Okay, good, good, good. So it probably doesn't have too much to hit me with. I kind of just want to click Air Slash just for the damage, because I don't want to just get into a cycle of like U-turning out on this thing and just giving up damage where I can get it. And it honestly makes me want a Draco, in all honesty. Assuming that the Drapion that it would invite in the Drapion, but if I really think that the Drapion's coming in, then I would want a U-turn for the longer run. You know what? No, I'm just clicking Air Slash. I need that damage. I need that damage onto that Drapion. I feel like I need that damage. He does not want to stay in without the Assault Vest. Yeah, even if we give him max HP, then Air Slash is doing well over half. Well over half. I don't know, I could also be really real, and if I wanted to predict is he gonna Stone Edge me? Stone Edge would be not great. Horn Leech, interesting. He was definitely predicting me to U-turn right there. Well, no. Well, yeah, no. Okay. He was definitely predicting me to U-turn. I was thinking no, because then he would go for another move. Yeah, no. He was definitely predicting me to U-turn. He probably thought I was going to U-turn back in a Dawn Fan. No, because even if I did U-turn, I would go into Scizor and probably eat whatever hit comes out. Yeah, so that is a big threat that we can get out of the way. No, he preserves it. That's interesting. Goes out into the Cofagrigus. This is going to be big damage that we can... Okay. That was about 30%. Okay, that's about right. If we give it max HP, okay. Okay, fair enough. But what is this thing going to do to me? Because I can just go for another Air Slash. Well, no, I would have to go for Draco twice. I kind of don't mind going for Draco right now. If I just Draco... Wait, no, I'm Scarfed. I can't go for another move. This could be time for my Primarina to come in. My Primarina's Scarfed. This Cofagrigus is not going to do anything to really hurt me. And... yeah, I'm going for it. I feel like this is a reasonably free switch into my Primarina here. It could go for Toxic Spikes, which would be not ideal, but I really wouldn't mind. It goes for the Toxic. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. But now we can check out some Primarina calcs. Primarina Moonblast should be a 2-hit KO. Even with that prior damage, and leftovers. Okay, it's going to be rough with the leftovers and the grassy terrain. But you know what? Just getting big damage off on this Cofagrigus is going to be huge. And I think it's... Oh no, Grassy Surge goes away. Interesting. Interesting. So, if anything, I hope he goes into Electivire here. Or Drapion. Go into Drapion. No, Drapion probably outspeeds me. But no, Electivire would be pretty clutch. He probably wants to play more carefully with the Electivire just because it's his best answer to my Zeraora. So that's fair. But once this thing is gone, then Zeraora can freely go for close combat, right? Well, Bulu's still around. There's the Moonblast. He still doesn't know that I'm Scarved. Oof. Okay. I think he has a decent amount of special defensive investment. That looks like a decent amount of special defense investment. I really don't want to give up my I really don't want to give up my Primarina like this. But I almost have to give up something to this Cofagrigus because I don't see myself taking out this Cofagrigus easily. Maybe if I go into Scizor, I can get a knockoff off? I don't know. I'm gonna get another Moonblast off. I don't want to give up my Primarina this way, but I think in the long run I'll be fine. Primarina doesn't have the best of matchups against the rest of his team. It would have been nice against a Latios to get a really big hit off on the Latios, and maybe I'll still find myself in a position after this turn. Ooh, interesting. Again, he still doesn't know that I'm Scarfed. This might take you out. This might take you out, and even if it doesn't, I more than outspeed you. And again, getting the Bulu out of the way, and I'm gonna get the slightest bit of recovery as well off of this. There we go. So that's going to mitigate the Toxic a little bit, and I feel like this was just to get a free switch in on something. Well, what would you want to bring in? The Electivire, maybe? Maybe the Drapion. Oh, the Drapion would make sense, but then he would have to lock himself into Poison Jab or something, which would hurt him against... Well, he wanted to set up the terrain as well, so that he would be protected against my Donphan, but even then, my Donphan's doing over half. But I don't know. Poison Jab is pretty inoptimal for as a move like to lock yourself into on a Scarfed Drapion. I don't know. I guess we have to see. I mean, if anything, the best move he would want to lock himself into would be like Earthquake for the Nihilego, but you probably don't want to do that in the grassy terrain. And if you want to, like, lock... Oh, Electivire. Okay, so this is exactly... Once again, exactly the matchup that I wanted. Because getting a free hit off on this thing is going to be pretty darn huge. Electivire. Moonblast should do about 60 to 70%. And then on top of Roxwell, it's going to be mitigated by the grassy terrain. Oh man, this is so obnoxious. Grassy terrain is really obnoxious. But it also might wild charge here. If it goes for, I don't know, does it get like agility or something like that? If it goes for an agility, then that might just be GG. That might honestly be GG. But his own grassy terrain takes away my Zeraora's only weakness, in all honesty. So like, Earthquake would be inoptimal now. I'm immune to its stab with Zeraora. Goes for the Volt Switch. That barely misses out on taking me out. I'm going to go down to Toxic, but either way, I think that's fine. I feel like that implies that this Electivire is Scarfed. He outsped my Scarfed Primarina. And it could have been a mistake on my part. I could have not EV'd this perfectly in order to ensure that this KO, but I think the way that I read that is he's Scarfed. We do get a special attack drop. As I go down, I'm still gonna go down to Toxic. Let me make sure. Once my Premium Arena goes down, I'm gonna check its speed stat and do a little quick maps with my computer's calculator. Because I'm pretty positive I should have outsped that. I am Scarfed, so I didn't forget an item. I'm 121 speed. Times 1.5, that hits 181. 181 is pretty darn fast. I know that that should well outspeed an Electivire, but let's just make sure. Let's make super duper sure. Electivire. Electivire hits 161 at max speed. Max speed, jolly. So, excuse me. So it is very definitely Scarfed, which is going to be another entirely other thing that I have to deal with. But Noivern should outspeed that as well. If we can get it to come in, take a little bit of rocks damage, then I would imagine it would be in range after a while. But let's see. Let's see. For this thing, I can go into. You know what, man? If I didn't fear Will-O-Wisp, I would just Sword Stance up on this thing. But I think I might just want to do the same thing that he did. Go into Zeraora here. Go into Zeraora. Go for a Volt Switch. And just take this thing out. Man, I could have given... No, that was bad. Because he could definitely just take the free switch into Electivire here. Do I want to double switch here? I might have to. Man, that was bad. I could make the huge big boy play and go for the close combat. This was a bad play. I made a huge mistake. I made a pretty huge mistake. I think I want to double. He has no reason to stay in here. He has absolutely no reason to stay in here. Although, maybe I could take this as an opportunity to close combat and take the Electivire out, potentially. Oh no. I hate this situation. He could just stay in a Willow. No, he wouldn't Will-O-Wisp me because I can take him out with any number of moves. You know what? I'm gonna risk this entire match on this call. Nope. Okay. If he Will-O-Wisp me, I avoid the Will-O-Wisp. Okay, that's pretty huge. That's pretty huge. But you know what? I don't even know what to say. I'm gonna go into this thing. A Sludge Wave from my Nihilego is going to probably take out this Kofgrigus. Unless grassy terrain takes it out of range. But it can't really do anything to me, do anything in return to me. That's a super unfortunate miss, in all honesty. But, man, I made a huge mistake, and I really could have paid for it. However, if I had gone for the Volt Switch, man, that would have been... that's a 50-50. If I had gone for that Volt Switch, then... this could have been so different. Goes for the Will-O-Wisp again. Now I can't get paralyzed, I guess. I can't get Thunder Waved. So that's fun. His Latios is still on board, so he could go into that. But my Donphan is pretty much at full right now. Oof, that might just be out of range of my Sludge Wave. Wait, no, doesn't Power Gem do more? Let me make sure. Let me make sure. And I would give myself the Speed Beast boost too. I mean, the Speed Beast boost would actually come in clutch if Yeah, Power Gem does way more. Power Gem does way more. See what Conflict goes. Speed Beast Boost is actually going to come in clutch if I'm in a position against his Scarves Pokemon, because it deters the Electivire away. And it kind of deters the Drapion, even though Drapion, in all honesty, probably takes a hit. Goes into Bianca. I don't remember what this is. This is Latias? Yeah, it is. Okay, so big Power Gem onto Latias. This thing, in all likelihood, has Recover. It just outspeeds me and goes for Recover. So I have to make a switch here. This thing could be Scarfed for all I know. I'm going to go back out into Donphan. There's no more Grassy Surge for the rest of this match. But I think if I just go into Donphan here, I can click Roar in all honesty. Because I wouldn't be surprised if he just tried to switch out here. Goes for the Defog, which is interesting. Now this thing could still be Scarf Defog. Wow, that would be triple Scarf. Okay. Unlikely to run triple Scarf, but kept Rocks off the field. However, I can set them up if I wanted to. Knockoff is the play. If he wants to... The only way that this goes well for him is if he clicks Recover right now on my Knockoff, because Knockoff does over half. If he tries to attack me, then Knockoff takes him out. If he goes into one of his other Mons, then Knockoff does good damage. Although maybe he doesn't want to stand and take an Ice Shard. That's totally possible. It doesn't know I have Roar yet, so if I could keep that secret for a bit, then he would think that I have Ice Shard, I think. Stays in, clicks Ice Beam. I am pretty decently specially defensive. We take that okay, and we get the knockoff off. This should take it out. It does. Okay, good, good, good. That out of the way is huge. That out of the way is super, super huge. And it's an Iapapa Berry, which is also really huge because that Iapapa Berry could have popped and kept that Latias on the field for a pretty long time. Especially if I try to hit it, Iapapa Berry pops, and he goes for Recover, then that puts me in really big trouble. So, okay. I don't think anything he has left on his team is in a position to really, like, do huge damage to me. Conflict definitely not. Conflict, in fairness, is going to Will-O-Wisp me. But at that point, I don't think I care, because at that point I can just click Stealth Rocks on the Will-O-Wisp. Electivire has to have Ice Punch, in which case I'm a Donphan. I don't know. I imagine that I take that. And Drapion would have to click like Ice Fang if it's packing Ice Fang. And no matter what, if I can just get a little bit more chip with Rocks, then that puts my Noivern in a position where it can click Draco Meteor, switch back out, and I can recycle my Draco Meteors, and that could potentially be my way to win this match right here. So we're in a weird position right now. He's gonna take his time deciding what to do, but I really like the position that we're in right now. I really like the position that we're in right now. And that defensive investment on my Thomas, I forget what this is. Okay, was he calculating like Ice Fang? Because now I feel like I need to calc Ice Fang. What am I looking at? Donphan. Up against Drapion. Up against Drapion. Actually, I should... let's give you Ice Fang. If he goes for knockoff, then that would be not great. Okay, Ice Fang does a lot of damage. Ice Fang Wait, okay, this says Ice Fang does a max of 58 points of damage, is that right? If that's the case, then we take that like a dang champion. Yeah, no, we take any hit that this Drapion wants to hit us with. That's jolly. I guess we should try Adamant, but either way, I don't think Adamant does that big of a difference. Adamant Ice Fang hits 64. Yeah, this is free rocks, it looks like. This is really free stealth rocks right now. Goes for the knockoff.
You're a very sick man, Mr.
Why did that do so much? Oh, because I have an item. I think I forgot. Okay. No, that's fair. That's fine, I guess. Okay, yeah, no, I forgot to calc knockoff. Okay, yeah, knockoff does a little bit more than Ice Fang. But now but now knockoff should do less now that I don't have an item. I don't think it matters though. I don't think that really matters though.
That's odd.
Yeah, no, now knockoff does minimum 40 damage. However, I think this is a free sword stance for my... I think this is a really free sword stance for my Scizor, right? My Scizor has leftovers. I think it just goes for knockoff again, just to take out my Dawn Fan. And I feel like we take this fine. Yeah, that's not great damage, but it's fine. I click Sword Stance. Even if he goes to Electivire, getting that damage off on the Electivire, getting a +2 Sword Stance off on Electivire is going to be pretty... I should have gone for U-Turn. U-Turn was the better play. In all honesty, U-Turn was a better play. U-Turn was always the better play. Could go into Koffagrigus. I don't remember what this one is. I keep forgetting these nicknames.
That's odd.
Okay, so fair enough. I'm going to lose my Technician. Scizor. At +2. I can't risk it and go for another one. I have to. I mean, it doesn't matter. I click knockoff every time, right? This thing doesn't get priority, does it? I don't think so. I'm just going to click knockoff. I need to not overthink this. This has to take you out, unless you're Cobra, which you're not, and that's fine. I lose my Technician, but you know what? Actually, wait. If the Electivire hits me, it's going to lose its Volt Absorb. So that means Banded Plasma Fist, like actual Banded Plasma Fists. Wow, that took way too much effort for me to get out. But no, now I have to take my Technician off of these calcs. Now this thing could have Flamethrower, but if it wants to lock itself in a Flamethrower, fine. What's his face comes in, Zeraora comes in and starts clicking Close Combat for free. Okay. Let me see. What am I doing to an Electivire? +2 non-Technician Bullet Punch does 40%. That's totally fine. If you go for... I feel like I might take an Earthquake if it goes... Well, no. This thing might just be like max attack. If it is, that'd be unfortunate, but... Getting 50% off on this thing is totally fine with me. Electivire... You can't lock yourself in a Wild Charge, even though Wild Charge would actually... No, I take a Wild Charge. I should take any hit you go for. Which that really sucks. Actually, man. Okay, I fucked up. I really did actually mess up. Because if I had known that I'd literally take anything... Well, no, it could still have Flamethrower. It could potentially still have Flamethrower. So, okay. Technically, I did still make the right play. And whatever he goes for right now... it's going, because he's Scarfed, it's going to let me know what I can switch into and take it comfortably and then be good to go from there. But no, if he would have bullet punch, okay. Do we see flamethrower? Yeah, that is good ass damage. That is very good damage. Goes for the earthquake. I actually take that. Yeah, and another bullet punch. It's gonna be a roll. Don't get me wrong. It will definitely be a roll. But another bullet punch might just take him out. This is definitely a roll. We just Okay, fair enough. However, what this is gonna now let me do is go into Noivern and Noivern clicks Air Slash and wins this match. I am a Scarf Noivern. And yeah, his last two mods are scarfed. We click Air Slash. That should be the game. This thing's already locked in an Earthquake. If he wants to switch in, he does withdraw. Okay. Drapion would have to be... I mean, I guess I should just make sure. My Noivern hits 179 speed. And Drapion... I think we already determined that Electivire can't even hit 179. And Drapion at Max Jolly is hitting 164. So there's 0% chance that I get outsped here. We go for another Air Slash. We do take this thing out. And we're going to be able to take out the Electivire. And that should be the match. Okay. Okay. There we go. This was a really fun one. This was a pretty darn difficult one. That Configurikas really threw me off. I'm still super upset at myself for... Oh, it goes down to rocks. Okay, so Donphan gets a KO there. Okay, so it didn't even really matter because Noivern would have been able to take it out. But yeah, no, that one misplay really did hurt me. Although it didn't end up mattering because... even if he did Will-O-Wisp me, my Zeraora never actually hit the field again. So, it wouldn't have mattered even if I did get burned. I mean, I guess the threat of my Zeraora in the back at full power maybe affected some things, the way that he played, but yeah, we get that win. It was a really fun match. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll be back with more weeks of the PGBL as well as more weeks of the SBN. This has been really fun. We're gonna have more weeks of the UBL as well, and they might just have my face in it like this one. Yeah, this is my first time using a dang green screen. Unfortunately, it kind of messed up with my Batman shirt, as you can see. But either way, that's going to be it for me. Once again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll be once again out.